Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frozen Frontier. Today, we are doing a flashback of Kel William before he was Kel William, back when he was just little Willie.
Just William.
Just William.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, where did we leave you off last when we did our last flashback?
In the last flashback, we started off with a scene in which it became apparent that William was the black sheep of his family. Everyone else was more into intellectual pursuits than physical pursuits. Savvy political players, mathematicians, accountants, well-groomed sort of leaders of towns and things like that. Frustrations boiled over, and eventually William got sent to be a squire by his father with a knight named Kel Roderick, who is a somewhat famed knight in Drekis. My father's quite a influential local noble and was able to sort of pull some strings. I think Roderick was visiting our village for some reason or another, and my father asked him, and he happened to be in need of a squire, so that worked out. And then I accompanied him back to Solwick, I think, and from there he was going out on a mission to go and kill some goblins in a cave, and I accompanied him along. He went into the cave, I minded the horses outside. Some goblins attacked and stole his horse, or stole my horse, stole his sword or something, and I gave chase and tried to fight the goblins. It ended up in like one-on-one combat, mounted against this one particularly difficult to kill goblin, before Roderick turned up from inside the cave and killed the last goblin. And then William collapsed. And I'm pretty sure that was the end. I think we just sort of ended with Roderick saving my ass.
Yeah, but you did kill a fair number of goblins before we got there, right?
I think I killed like 3 or something. And I didn't let them run away with the horse, which was, what they were trying to do.
Right. Okay. Let's do it. So, you are with Roderick. Currently, I think I have a token here somewhere. No, it's on the desk. You guys are currently...
I can pull out a token. Here we go.
Perfect. Can you shrink it a little?
No.
No, okay.
And this is actually might be a wrong idea because it's got too much HP on it.
Whatever. We just need a spot to mark you on the map.
Yep.
Even turn off the HP bar on the guy.
Oh, okay. So I think we're cutting in a couple of years after the events of the last prequel. I think William is now 17. He's grown up a bit. He's grown more muscular, so my strength is now 17, not 16. Very close to becoming a young adult, but still very much a trainee and, naive to the ways of the world. But I guess becoming more competent and following Roderick around, actually being a decent squire, actually being able to fight a little bit.
So you guys are in Thickleglade, and you are heading down to Solwick. Your last few months have been spent campaigning around in these hills here. There have been some problems with bugbears showing up. There have been goblins over in this area here that I'm going to mark in a different color. Green is for goblin, brown is for bugbear.
Okay.
Brown's more robust. Sure. Yeah, so there have been some problems in these regions lately. You've also been experiencing, or you've heard tale of extended groups of lizard men deeper in this region, which has been plaguing Drekis for centuries now. Because you've got like civilization pretty much everywhere, but this... Erase these lines and draw a new one.
Yeah.
This region that I'm about to highlight has had some problems maintaining civilized outposts.
Right. So the monster population's pretty big here.
Yeah, it's large and it's also difficult to get to because it's difficult terrain. It's well away from supply lines. It's difficult to move an army through the woods
Yeah.
when your supply trains can just be wrecked. And like for ages, those mountains, that hill range and mountain range has just been abandoned and left alone. And so monsters have bred and found a place of refuge and have formed alliances to keep people out somewhat. Loose alliance.
So it's more like, rather than marching an army through there, it's more like individual knights going in and killing a few hobgoblins and coming back and just doing what they
Right.
can.
Like large scale operations have been tried in the past and it hasn't worked. And you guys are returning from one such failed operation where Broderick was trying to get together a small army of like 10 knights and 100 men and like cut to the heart of the bugbears, find them and cut them to pieces. But you were forced to turn back not because you were losing combat, but because your column stretched out and the wagons got hit and destroyed, and then you were just kind of like in the middle of the hills without enough supplies to really push forward or the means to move them around. So you had to break away. And where we come in is you guys are going from Thickleglade down to Solwick with this news of your defeat here. It's more of a not so much a defeat as a postponed operation,
Yeah. So how many men did we lose if we had 110?
Yeah, 10 officers, 100 men, plus some movers and drivers and that sort of thing. It was mostly the non-soldiers that were hit. A bunch of them died, and none of your officers died, and like 5 of your individual soldiers. The losses are small. It's 5%.
Okay. So it wasn't a massacre.
No.
Is Roderick the lead officer?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I guess I'm at the front of the column with him. I've got my own horse, right? So I guess I sort of riding just alongside him, or is he maybe speaking with the other officers and I'm riding back with all the other squires?
Sort of. Like, the operation has been deemed a failure, and the party is going to be disbanding.
Okay.
Because each of the officers and the soldiers that they come with comes from a specific village, and after this push has failed, I think you guys are like on the road, and as you're heading south, this group splits off, and that group splits off, and a few other groups have already like gone north of Thickleglade instead of south. So it's just down to you, Roderick, and 2 spears. A spear is 1 unit of a knight plus the troops he's levied.
Right.
So it's the 2 of you and 2 other spears, and you're headed southward on the road. Everyone's kind of bummed out.
Sure.
A little bit, just kind of like, crap, this didn't go well.
Yeah, we didn't even like fight a decisive battle. We just kind of got forced to turn around because of guerrilla tactics. Frustrating. So maybe I'll ride up next to Roderick while he's not speaking to one of the other officers and say, Cal Roderick, what will the reception be in Solwick?
Not great.
Will we be returning?
I think so. The High Prince has asked that... William, it's been problematic. This is... the issue with the bugbears here is less actual threatening of villagers and civilians and more of a political war amongst the ruling class. Says a little bit of frustration in his voice. I don't think the High Prince will take very kindly to this failure. But part of the job, part of the life, to do what the lords above you request.
Of course. Honor first, before everything else.
Of course, of course. But it's about time that we move your training in this direction as well. You can't just hack and slash your way through the world. You're going to need to understand the interworkings and the nuances of the greater political sphere if you're going to be a knight one day.
I've never had much of a brain for politics.
Well, let's start. How would you deliver this news to the High Prince?
I suppose that I would be honest and tell him that the bugbears outflanked us and ambushed our supply lines, forcing us to retreat.
And if I were the prince and heard that news, I would say, why did we not defend our supply lines better? Or why did we not push on through? What would you say if the prince questioned your decision to turn back?
Well, I would say I thought it better to retreat and save the lives of our men ready for a second attempt than to push on fruitlessly and starve to death in the hills.
Ah, so when does the second attempt begin, young William?
I suppose that would be up to the prince.
He nods and stays quiet, not really, what's the term here? Not condoning or not saying whether he approves or not of your responses.
Yeah.
He kind of continues and lets you mull it over in your own head. Another one of the spears disbands when you cross the Gladeway. And I think you guys take a camp out in the woods for the last night here. Solwick should be reachable by tomorrow, but it's been a long day on the road here. You guys all bed down with your 11 other men, plus some drivers and animals.
Yeah, so I guess I spend the evening getting like Roderick's tent ready, walking his horse to the river, sharpening his swords, polishing his armor, things like that. And would I sort of sleep in my own tent? I wouldn't sleep with him, right? Would I sleep near the other squires? Or
no, you would share a tent with Roderick. You need to be around for these sorts of things.
Okay, so that's good. So I guess I'll busy myself with my duty before coming to the fire towards the the end of the evening to eat. Maybe we've got a couple of like rabbits or something that somebody's caught.
Right.
And if there's anyone interesting around the fire, I'll make conversation with them. Otherwise, I'll head to bed.
Freaking hell. Sorry for the long stream of curses out of the middle of nowhere. Alright, so you head to bed. There's nothing too interesting going on around the camp. The next day, you guys continue on. You get almost all the way to Solwick, right where that road forks. The last spear heads south towards Bondundasir.
Okay.
As the last spear splits off with all the supply wagons, it's just you and Roderick left. And he kind of stops before turning down the western road to head to Solwick. And you see him looking maybe a little bit tired at Solwick, which is something you've not really seen with this famous war hero general who is your person you were squire to. I don't think you've seen him look quite so... It's not just tired, it's like disheartened. Like he's looking down the road towards Solwick like it's a pain in the ass and he doesn't really want to go. But he gives a big, deep sigh. Motions his horse forward.
Okay, I think maybe I was about to say something, and then as he goes to walk, I hold my tongue and follow on. And I ponder to myself, why would a man with his sort of credential and success be so worried about such a small failure?
Right.
But, perhaps there's more going on in the background than William's aware of.
Sure. As you move forward, I would like you to make me a perception check.
Oh, they always go well. Do I have better perception when I'm younger? What do you reckon?
No?
Okay.
Absolutely not.
10.
Oh god. Oh, I cleared the chat, and now your roll is above the chat line. That was a mistake.
Try again if you want.
There we go. Cool. Roll it again.
Okay.
There.
24.
Okay.
Yes.
That works a little bit better.
My second good eye.
Alright, we're actually just going to spam a bunch of crap here in order to make everything work better. Perfect. Never clear the chat, Neal. Never clear the chat. Alright, so you're coming up on a bridge.
Yeah.
And I think both with the 24, you and Roderick, kind of around the same time, get this uneasy feeling, and he motions for you to stop your horse as you're kind of already stopping your horse.
Yeah.
There's something off about the area in front of you, and you can't quite place it. That is, I'm not going to specifically tell you what it is, but that the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
Sure.
And
so I put a hand to the hilt of my sword and spin my horse around and like check the tree line around us. There's something on the edge of the trees watching us.
There's nothing on the edge of the trees, and Roderick is doing a similar thing. He's looking around, and there's a brief flicker of eye contact that passes between the two of you, like an understanding that something's
about to go down.
Maybe not.
So, depending on how much time passes, I think, like after maybe 30 seconds or so, I say to him, do you see anything?
Slowly shakes his head back and forth and says quietly, "No, but something here. Something's not right. What is it? It's a good opportunity to train, William. What is it? What's wrong? What do you notice that's missing?"
Okay, so I look around, and there's no... Are we at a bridge? Did you say?
A bridge is coming up. You can see it in front of you a couple hundred feet.
Okay, so, I try and pinpoint what's missing. Like, is there a lack of bird? Like, have the birds stopped? Is it, or something like that? Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah, now that you're listening, the area is a little bit more quiet than you're used to. You can hear the river in the distance, but everything else has gone still.
How do we usually fight? Do we fight on horseback or not?
I think most of the time you're not really in a position to... As a squire, you mostly kind of hang back and help with gear and that sort of thing. Roderick will often fight from horseback. There have been times where you've had to dismount where a horse would be ineffective, like in thick woods. You'll fight on the ground, but you get like +1 for high ground from fighting from horseback. So
yeah,
it's pretty safe.
Okay. So I think I will, unless he tries to stop me. Like, are we in a bit of a clearing? Are we? Like, or we're on a road and there's trees off to the side.
Yeah.
So if I'm on the left-hand side of the road, I will veer off the road and walk a bit closer to the edge of the forest and see if I can see anything.
Yeah.
Ride a bit closer.
Give me a second perception check.
Oh.
Not so great that time. No, there's nothing out there in the woods.
So I do a little circle of the woods and turn back around and come back, walking towards where Roderick is and say, "This side seems clear. There doesn't seem to be anything here. Maybe we should just keep going." Maybe the horse just got a little spooked.
He nods, and the two of you progress forward along towards the bridge, which eventually comes into view. I will bring you to the bridge page now, if I can figure out how to do that.
It's pretty cool.
Voila.
Hey, look at this. Nice.
And let's get you token over here. That's a winter wolf.
Not another one of them. Do you want me to drag my token?
Yeah, I can't find you. Oh, you're under Kel Marshall. That's why. Got it. Wonderful. And let's get a Roderick token for funsies here. Fighter. Just a fighter. Here we go. And you're both mounted. So you come to the bridge here, and Roderick once again stops his horse and says quietly, something's off.
All right. Would there usually be a soldier here on the bridge?
No way. That's just a bridge a few miles from town. Well maintained.
Is it a similar feeling like the wildlife is quiet here?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't picked up. You've only gone a few hundred feet. But there's just hairs on the back. Something is like tingling and kind of like sending goosebumps down your side of your head.
Okay, so I think against, my instinct to ride off into the woods again, I will sort of await instruction. Because it seems like a dangerous situation, and I should probably defer to Roderick in this matter.
Right.
But I'll turn around, because I feel like we're being followed, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll turn around, mount my horse, and scan the tree line.
Roderick, you scan the tree line, you don't see too much. Roderick says quietly, let's go, but be prepared.
All right.
And the two of you, your horses are kind of big, you go single file down the bridge. And you get about halfway there, horses, so let's give yourselves a little bit more space. You get about halfway across when a trap is sprung. And crawling from either side of the bridge are a group of orcs coming out of the bottom side and climbing over to the edge of the bridge.
Okay.
And as well as the sides of the bridge. Turn around, buddy. We get two orcs on the far side of the river that also step out from hiding. Their weapons are drawn, but they're not making any threatening actions immediately.
All right.
Roderick.
Roll initiative.
Yes. Maybe, in a moment.
Okay.
Roderick notices that they're not attacking, and in his loud, commanding voice, demands to know why they have stopped his progress. And it's at this point that one of the orcs in the back, this one way over here, begins chanting the words to a spell. Roderick calls out spellcaster loudly, and now we roll initiative.
Oh shit! All right. My initiative's still 5 if I'm on a horse for my sword, right?
Correct.
Is this map to scale?
Yes.
50 feet. Missile ranges are in yards, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
All right.
You can hit anything on this map.
That's right. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try and javelin the spellcaster. 10. Nice.
Sorry for deleting that right away.
It's alright, there you go.
Here. Lovely. And let's go. This. Oh, I need a spell speed for this.
Goddamn orcs. This might be the first time I've ever fought an orc in one of your campaigns.
Yeah, I don't do orcs very much.
Yeah.
I have a hard time understanding orcs. Oh my god, you guys got terrible initiative. Literally everybody rolled 10 or above. In fact, you actually rolled the lowest.
Well, javelin initiative is an 8, so I rolled a 2 actually. But
Okay.
so I did roll pretty well.
Nice. Nice.
All
Well,
right.
you started off then, William.
Okay. You get strength bonus to hit from throwing weapons.
You
yeah?
do, yes.
All right. 11. Might do it.
11 is not going to do it. No way. Oh,
He can't have any armor though, Neal, if he's casting a spell. Well, I suppose he could if he's a cleric.
oh, you're talking about the spellcaster way back here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who you were attacking.
Sorry. Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. No, does not hit.
Damn it. All right. I will then turn to face the 2 orcs, on my back.
Okay. The caster finishes chanting the words to a spell, and you notice on the bridge there's all these dead leaves because it's autumn, and the bridge is covered with them. And at first, it maybe didn't strike you as that big of a deal, but now you see the leaves beginning to actually wrap themselves up and around your horse's hooves and legs.
Okay.
And as these kind of wrap around it, you realize there's no way the bridge should be covered with this many leaves. There's no trees next to the bridge. There's no way it should be completely laden with leaves at this point. This is definitely part of a trap.
They've set up an entangle spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your horse and Roderick's horse need to make saving throws. Would you like to roll me a saving throw versus spell for your horse?
What does a horse need against spell?
Like a 16 or higher.
9.
And roll one for Roderick, please. No
Nope.
good for either of you. Your horses are held fast by all 4 of their feet.
All right.
So the orc behind you brings his axe up and down on your horse's hindquarters. With a 14, 15, 16 to hit against your horse will do it.
Yep.
For 2 points of damage.
Shall I roll my horse's HP as a 2d8?
3d8, please.
Ooh.
That's not bad. Actually, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. Well, your horse is now down at 7. So, have fun with
Okay.
it. Next up is Roderick, who will get out of his stirrups and do like a stand on his horse's back and try and make a running leap across his horse and over the orcs in front of him.
Damn.
He will make a dex check, which is a natural 19 plus whatever is definitely a success. He gives a leap over the horse and over the orcs, landing behind them and making the first of his 2 attacks, which is a miss. I think we're gonna have a little bit of NPC on NPC battle here. Orcs are attacking Roderick. The front one turns and slashes at him. The back one comes behind him with a spear. Every attack is a miss, though, and your horse takes 4, 5, 6, 7 is a miss.
Okay.
And we roll initiative for the next round. It's a lot of orcs. I'm gonna get rid of this initiative counter. It's too much work. I'm gonna do it by hand. It's easier.
You still want me to roll for me, though, yeah?
Yeah. Roll for yourself, but I just won't keep it in the initiative counter.
The orcs are attacking my horse, so can I attack them from horseback or not?
You are too far forward in your saddle because it's like at your horse's rear, and then they're like a little bit behind it. So you can't reach them from where you are with your sword. If you have a ranged weapon, you can hit them.
I've got a javelin, but seeing Roderick's heroic feat, I'm going to attempt to do the same thing.
Excellent. 13 for you. The fastest one is their spellcaster, who is going to cast. Where is it? He is going to keep casting his spell because it's going to take a little longer apparently while that page loads. So at 9 behind you, one of the orcs makes another slash at your horse, hits it for a whopping 6 points of damage.
Not looking good for the horse.
Nope. In front, Roderick takes an attack, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, clatters off of his plate mail. Here we go.
Did you say you got 2 attacks last round?
Oh, right. I forgot to make a second attack. Good call.
Is he level 7?
Yeah, at least.
Wow. What a
He's
badass.
the general.
Yeah.
The 15 plus at least 6 and probably 3 is 9. 15 and 9 is 24. Does not clear by 10, but does hit the orc. Actually, no, that is going to clear by 10 because he's got some other stuff in there too. So he does 7 points of damage to an 8 HP orc who lives. There we go. Now the spell goes off. Perfect. 7 rounds? Oh my god. Okay. Alright. And that's that. Spell goes off, no visible effect. 7, 8, 8. You have a 13. You go next. So you
Alright.
try, you know.
I want to try and, like, diving tackle both of these orcs to the ground. Can I do that? Like, off the back of the horse, like, double clothesline them both.
You're going to need to make me a dex check to successfully run across, to jump off of your horse onto them, or a horseback riding proficiency check, whichever you'd like.
Horseback riding proficiency
is willpower plus 3.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go for that then.
Okay.
Oh fuck. Am I going in the river? Oh no.
Wow. I've been going to go forward with when someone rolls a 1 or does something overly epic or overly dumb, have the rest of the players decide what your fate is. But there's no other players in here, but I do see Greg in Twitch chat. So Greg Hansen in Twitch chat, what happens to Kel William when he rolls a 1, buddy? We're gonna see how this works. I don't know if trusting... Because I can trust Greg, but now that Greg is part of Twitch chat, I think he like loses some of his trustability and credibility.
I think so too, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Is he listening? Greg made a comment earlier. Is it just me or is the music drowning them out a bit? So maybe he can't hear you.
Well, I think other people said it's just him, but we'll turn it down anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, I think he's typing. Maybe he's AFK. Alright, I'll just...
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just... Oh, here we go.
Oh, hey.
There we go. The loss of footing.
I mean, I either fall in the river or I just, like, tumble into the entangle and get completely caught up in it.
Alright, so you slip, as you're getting out of your horse's stirrups, your ankle just twists and you fall to one side, landing prone in the entangle. No saving throw.
Right. That doesn't reflect too well.
No.
God damn it, I have the worst rolls when I try and do something epic.
You really do. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, Roderick gets hit for 6 from a back attack. And you are now, like, sort of prone over here. One of the orcs... you prone on your face or on your back, William?
Well, I was gonna dive off, like, face down, so I think I probably land on my stomach.
Alright, one of the orcs is going to make a leap onto you, so he gets a few feet back, and he's gonna run and try and jump and land on William.
Okay.
But that is not a success, so he, like, lands on you, and then kind of, like, overshoots his target with his extra momentum, takes a few steps off of you, and finds himself entangled.
Good.
He can still try and make an attack at you, but it's a really awkward angle, so I'm going to give him penalties. But hey, a natural 16 will probably hit you. What are you wearing for armor?
I've got 2 armor. So I think I've only got 13 AC. Yes, okay. Like what armor gives 2? Leather?
Nothing. In the modified, like leather chest will give you 2.
Maybe I've got better armor now. Would I have my chainmail by now, do you think?
Maybe, but that would still hit you. So
yeah.
Let's give you chainmail, regular chainmail, brass chainmail.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that 16 hits you. The orc's battle axe drives down into you for a measly 2 points of damage.
Okay. At least he's not killing the horse.
Right. And that is Roderick. It's his 2 attacks. Natural 20 and a 3.
Huh.
I think the natural 20 is probably 20. That's actually 20. 30 and change is definitely 4 times damage dice. Yeah, so Roderick deals about 20 points of damage, lopping the head off one of these orcs, missing his other one, and we go to the next round of combat.
Okay. Can I stand up, or am I completely and utterly... I mean, I get a saving throw, right? I think.
Yeah, let's give you a saving throw on this round for that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just completely screw you. Exceptionally large or strong creatures may suffer little or no distress from the spell, based on the strength of the entangling plant. So these are just leaves, and you have 17 strength. So I will allow you to make a strength check in order to stand up.
Okay. Do you want me to roll that now or on my turn?
On your turn, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Is your initiative... Okay, perfect.
7.
Hey, look at that. You go first.
All right. So I want to, I don't know, do a massive, strong push-up and get to my feet. And then just whip around and kill this orc that presumably is also entangled.
Do it.
Oh my god.
You can't! The leaves are holding you to the ground!
God
even
damn.
slipping into your shirt and tugging your shirt towards the earth. It's really frustrating. The orc that is sort of behind you with his back to you slashes around aimlessly and clatters against your chainmail to no avail. On the other side of the bridge, Roderick is still engaged with these guys. Those are both misses. Roderick gets his attack, his first attack, which is natural 19, which is definitely a large crit. Wipes out the second of the orcs on the bridge, and you can see that the remaining guy is not too happy about it.
Now that there is an orc right, to the back of my horse, will it try and kick him?
The horse is entangled.
Okay, horses are pretty strong though.
They are, but they also have 4 legs instead of 2. So I guess you're also totally prone here. Maybe the horse can do something.
He's fighting for his life, isn't he? He's on 1 HP.
Is he a... Wow, okay. Is he a war horse or a riding horse?
I don't know. I feel like knights have war horses, but I'm not sure if I can afford one.
Right, you're just a squire right now. You might not have a fully trained war horse. You just got some Rouncy that's hanging out. It's probably freaking out, trying to break away. So why don't you give me a strength check for your horse?
Okay, I don't know what its strength is, but it's 8.
But it's probably... I think a horse has at least 13 strength.
Yeah, I would say so.
Definitely. Your horse breaks free and starts moving its way down the bridge. A little bit slowly, because the leaves are still grasping at it every step it takes.
Yeah.
Every move it makes. It's magic.
Okay. Hopefully it's safe.
Okay. The spellcaster begins to actually run southward along the river. Just fucking off. And at the same time, you hear Roderick start to scream and yell from his position fighting this guy. And as you look over, you can see his plate mail is starting to glow slightly.
Oh no. I know what that is, but I don't think William does.
Yeah.
What does it look? I mean, does it look like it's being heated?
I mean, it's glowing like it's hot. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
During the 2nd to 6th, causes blisters and damage. Okay, so regular damage. He just takes D4 this round from the metal that begins to sear his flesh. For a whopping 4 points of damage. Good job, Roderick. Or, actually, Orc Spellcaster. Roderick is down 10 HP right now. And the other guy behind you can't really reach you from where he's standing. So he'll just take out a javelin and throw it at you. With a 12, you're prone, right? But you're prone, so you actually get a bonus against missile attacks for that. So that's a miss. Yeah. The javelin falls next to you. Actually, like sticks in the bridge beside your head to no effect. And we go on to the next round.
It was a close one. All right, it's time to get up, William. Come on.
Come on, William.
You can do it. 10.
10 will allow the orc on the far side of the bridge to just run. He sees the spellcaster running, and he's not going to have any more of this. This battle's over. He takes off.
Okay.
Your turn.
I am going to kill this one orc at least. Come on, get up. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I can't roll anything with this character.
Nothing.
Sometimes.
Roderick takes a hit on the orc before him and brings it down, leaving just the one orc, and your horse is now stuck because now there's 2 horses on the bridge, and they're stuck side by side, and the entangle is just too much for them, and they can't move anymore.
Okay.
And the orc in front of you, behind you, whatever, is going to try and run. He's going to try and break free of the entangle. But a natural 1 on his strength check will not help him do that. He is in a full-fledged panic. He's dropped his weapons. He's stripping off bits of his armor and trying to break free of all of this nonsense.
Okay, so I shout out to Roderick, no, I've got it, don't worry. And I try and get up again.
All right. Next round initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, the orc rolls a natural 10 on his initiative.
All right.
Roderick is stripping off his plate mail. You see him pulling out daggers and cutting straps here and there, letting the plate mail fall to the ground.
I stand up.
All right.
Turn around. I draw my sword, or I pick my sword up, and I attack this orc. Is he actually facing away from me?
Yes, he is, because he tried to jump onto you and overshot.
Okay, so just back attack?
Yep. And -2 for him being entangled. Oh.
Yes! We got him. All right.
Yeah, you clear by 10 with your other stuff involved.
So 3d8?
Yes, please.
Plus 3.
That
15.
will do it. You hack the orc down.
All right,
it
good.
Dies on the bridge. Roderick is struggling to repair to shed his gear.
I mean, I try and vault. How deep is this river? I probably can't swim in it in chainmail. I want to try and get past the horses and help Roderick with his armor as quickly as I can.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Give me another strength check for determining how quickly you can make it through the horses and the everything. All right.
26.
You will eventually make it over to him and help him get off his armor, which then begins to cool quite promptly, almost exactly when he gets it off. And then, taking stock of the situation, he slows his breathing and looks around at the carnage on the ground. Are you okay?
Yeah, I got hit, but I'm fine. My horse though is on death's door. Should we give chase?
He shakes his head. They're already gone. Horses are wounded. My armor's in tatters. It's only 2 orcs anyway.
What was that? Your armor?
Magic, he says with a little bit of disgust in his voice.
Was it burning? I reached down and touch it. It's still.
It's cool. Totally cool.
Oh, okay. It's cold. What was it burning you?
He nods.
And the leaves.
Toe to toe is one thing, but having the leaves come to life and attack people, or making their metal sear from a distance, is insane. How is one supposed to fight against stuff like this?
I don't know. I tried to throw a javelin at him, I say, as I wander over to this tree and try and pick up my javelin, if I can see where it landed.
Yeah. Your javelin is lying on the ground near the tree. You saw it sort of graze the target, but not actually hit or cause damage. No?
Yeah. I almost got him, look, and it's got a little fleck of blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough to stop his spell, though.
Roderick pulls the horses off the bridge as the entangle spell begins to fail.
Oh, it's stupid long.
It forever isn't it?
Yeah.
10 minutes. All right. That's fine. He had to take off his armor and all that stuff anyway. So Entangle is about fizzling now. He pulls the horses out of it, looks at his like scrapped armor on the ground, sighs, and begins to pack it up in bits of saddlebags and rearrange the gear on his horse before remembering he's got a squire to do this shit for him.
Yeah.
As you like.
So I say, no, leave it to me. As I'm like packing away his armor and stuff, I say, I haven't heard of orcs this close to town before. Is this surprising to you? I say as I like plus the playmail. Perhaps we should do something about it.
He pulls a wooden smoking pipe out of his one of his pockets, puts some smoking tobacco in it, and sits and muses on a rock while watching you pack the horse.
Yeah. Okay. I say, should we make camp or should we continue to the city?
Definitely to the city.
All right. So I pack the horses and I take out some food for us. I fill our water flasks in the river.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we take a quick break, but
sure. Where do you remember what your hometown was?
Yeah. Let me just grab my backstory.
Wonderful.
Wherever it is saved. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I wrote it down in here. Well, it just says a number of villages south of Solwick.
Okay. But it's near to Solwick, to the south of Solwick.
Yes. Yeah.
Roderick is thinking long and hard, and as you get the horses all ready to go, he mounts up and then looks to you and says, William, I will go deal with the High Prince and relay these messages, but your family lives in the south of Solwick.
That is correct.
Why don't you ride home? See if you can't coordinate with the sheriff in your village and see if you can't rouse a few men. We should investigate these orcs further. Bring whatever you can, whoever you can find, whatever you can muster, back here to this bridge tomorrow.
A fine idea. I shall ride at once. Are you okay to carry on without me?
Gives you a smile that says, Kid, I've been fucking killing orcs since before you were born. I'll be fine.
So I just go, of course, yes. Well, I shall see you tomorrow. Yeah!
All right, you head southward, he heads westward, and we're going to take our first break here. And when we come back, we are going to see what sort of trouble William gets into, that's not the right button, when he's by himself, because I don't think this is going to go as planned for anybody. See you guys on the other side of the break.